Welcome, welcome, welcome to Focus Activations, Zapping the Panic Bug. I'm Dr. Pamela Moss, and I am your soul guide, and I'm so grateful and excited that you are here, that you've chosen to spend this time with us today. This is going to be a very powerful call, and I'm going to give you an outline of what we're going to do. And I'm going to introduce our speakers. And I just want you to know that we are going to give you everything we can in the time that we have, which will be approximately 90 minutes, maybe a little bit over that. And we'll also have some gifts for you at the end that we're going to tell you how to get them, because we just can't fit it all into one call. So that's our intention. And I think I'm not going to introduce myself because most of you know who I am, but if you don't, you'll find out more as we go along. But I'm hosting this call. I've been guided by Spirit to offer this series of calls, and I'm just so excited to see how it's playing out. Just if you actually follow guidance, things happen. So I want to begin by introducing our wonderful speakers, my dear colleagues, and they're really not just speakers, they're guides. They're going to be guiding us through powerful processes. So I want to begin with Joy, and Joy, I'm going to take you off of mute. So let me tell you a little bit about Joy. So I haven't known Joy for very long in this lifetime, but we immediately had a very powerful connection. And here's what I want you to know about Joy. Joy had multiple traumatic brain injuries that created a life in which she can't see and hear the things that most people do, but she can see and do most things that most people can't. She's actually died 6 times, and each time returned with different perspectives and uncommon abilities to help others. Okay, whoever that is who turned your audio on, we need to turn you off. So you'll take care of that. Okay, if you we have several mics that are turned on. Turn your mic off, please, because that's very distracting.
Can we mute all just automatically as they come in?
They are automatically muted when they come in. They're turning it on.
I can't hear it.
So Dana's taking care of it. Thank you, Dana. Yeah, please leave your mics off because it's very distracting until we ask for some feedback. So back to Joy. So what I also want you to know is that Joy's died 6 times, each time returned with a different perspectives and uncommon abilities to help other people. She's a stress and trauma expert by necessity, which she can explain. She's an ex-corporate executive, and she's also an accidental shaman. So Joy, I just want to give you a few moments to say hello to people and maybe just give a pointer to what your gift is going to be. We're going to talk about it more later. So welcome to the call.
G'day. Wow. Well, that's that's quite the range. Yes, I started on this path after being hit by a truck driver, and doctors said I'd be dead or brain dead by the time I was 30, because anytime I went into stress, the soft tissue would swell at the base of my neck, blood would stop going to my forebrain, and I would have about 3 minutes before I blacked out. Now, I never knew if I'd wake up from any of those blackouts, and I was blacking out several times a day because it was a very stressful life. And that is how I became a world expert on clearing stress in 3 minutes or less. But it took a minute for me to learn that, and so I had to learn how to reprogram the neurological pathways of my brain to bypass the injuries, because I could no longer think forward or remember back. So I don't have a lot of in the brain scans, my frontal lobe's test as an autistic child. So what I did was learn how to reprogram my brain by thinking new thoughts. And so I now can think up and look down. So perspective is my superpower. So instead of I couldn't figure out my computer, and so instead I co-created Australia's first end-user computing support organisation. And at 30, instead of being a vegetable, I was advising state and federal government, and the first individual ever to be nominated for an IT&T Excellence Award. So I have a very strange brain, and I'm bringing it to play to give you some skills on how to energetically protect yourself from every kind of virus today.
Fantastic. We're so glad to have you, Joy. Thank you very much. Awesome. If you could put yourself back on mute just temporarily. I next want to introduce Kala. So Kala, Dr. Kala H. Koss, is an old friend. We've known each other for at least a decade. And here's what I want you to know about Kala. Decades ago, after curing herself of an incurable disease, Kala began a quest to discover the secrets of bringing intention into reality. She was led to a beautiful Hawaiian island and an age-old science of healing and manifestation, where she was tutored by several kahunas in the Hawaiian shamanic tradition. Since then, she's become a doctor of psychology, CEO of the Empowerment Academy, and international spiritual mentor, healer, and author. And Dr. Claus helped thousands of people transform their subconscious limits to achieve more success and happiness and health. And Kala, welcome, welcome, welcome to the call. Please take yourself off mute if you want to say a few words. You are now welcome to do that. And now you're unmuted. Go ahead. Oh, you're muted again. I'll keep my hands off.
There you go. Aloha, everybody. Aloha from Oahu, Hawaii. Thank you so much for being here. It's a joy for me to be here. And I love what Joy said. She has a superpower. Well, my superpower, I would say, is I have this crazy, uncanny knack of being able to see energy patterns in people. There's subconscious energy patterns that are blocking them, that are holding them back from either more love, health, or wealth, whatever it is within themselves that they want, that they truly desire. And it gives me great joy to be able to find those, identify those, and then help to release them and replace them with something else. It sounds like there's some kind of background something going on there, but I'm just happy to be here. I will share that my gift for later today is the sovereign self activation. So that is actually from the last time we gathered together, the practices and tools to be your sovereign self, so that you, and I'll talk about that a little bit more at the end, and we'll talk about it then, because I'm sure there's more everyone else would like to do and say. So aloha. Excited. Thank you.
Okay, fantastic. If you can put yourself back on mute, dear Kala, for just momentarily. I now want to introduce our third extraordinary guest. And can you kind of get a sense that these are pretty extraordinary people we're really lucky to have with us? So Helen, Laughing Helen, also known as Grandmother Spider, is from the Pacific Northwest in Alaska, and she's an intercessor of individual and group indigenous ceremonies that were passed on to her by her elders in the traditional way. And Laughing Helen, Grandmother Spider, supports personal and communal shifts by providing medicine for the people and our beloved Mother Earth. So she works not only with human beings, but also the energies of the earth and supporting the planet. So I'm just so excited to have her here. And Helen, I want to give you a moment to say whatever you'd like to say. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you, Pamela. And thank you to everyone who has come today. I think these times that we come together is very strong and a very good time. We're in a time of transition and evolution and awareness. The information I've been getting is that we are in a time where a lot of things are surfacing, so we can take a look at them. So even though we're zapping things out, it isn't because it hasn't been useful to this moment, but maybe we're transforming and transcending into a different space, a different reality on our planet and as human beings. So today I'm going to share some South American frog medicine that works with the thunder beings and the lightning beings, also with North American thunder being, lightning beings medicine. Some breath work from the east, and then we're going to ground all of that with Mother Earth so that can be the foundation. I'm really grateful to everyone being willing to look at the places that are transforming within them. As it's often said, when we heal ourselves, we heal the world. So, and when two or more come together, so here we are, yay!
Aho! Thank you so much. Beautiful. So I just want to say a little bit about what the call is about in a general way, and then in a quick overview, and then we're going to get going. So this pandemic is calling us to reevaluate our individualistic worldview that we've been living under for hundreds of years. It's forcing us to recognize all the ways that we are interconnected, interdependent, vulnerable, and resilient. And it's really giving us an opportunity to choose what we're going to focus on. Are we going to focus on the fear and the panic and sense of helplessness that's in the collective? Are we going to focus on the love and excitement about this very special time of awakening on our beautiful planet that we, as Helen was just pointing to, are all undergoing right now? So the helplessness that most people feel in a time of crisis, the antidote to that is actually helpfulness, doing what we can to help. That's how we stop feeling helpless, is we step up and do what is ours to do to help. And we're each being asked to find out what is ours to do in this time, our part in the collective healing and awakening. If you're on this call, you have a part to play, whether you know it or not. So really, there's nothing more important in these times for us to tune into our own trusted guidance. And we'll talk more about what that means. Our connection to source for clarity and inspiration, so we can uncover what is ours to do, what is the role we were born to play, because we are born for these times. And today we're going to actually help you start tapping into that. And you may already be tapping into it, there's another level and another and another. So I want to give you a quick overview of what we're doing. And this is all so that you can tap into your own trusted guidance and get clarity and inspiration, so you can take inspired action inspired by spirit. So we're going to begin with Joy guiding us through a beautiful aura cleanse, so we can clear away everything that's in the way of getting deep clarity. And then I'm going to talk about the 3 types of trusted guidance that people typically have, and guide us through a brief meditation to connect with that guidance and actually have a dialogue, so that you can hear not just asking for information, but receiving information. And I'm also going to help you do a really wonderful, fun, short exercise where you can receive the exact message that you need now from your immediate environment. It's always there when you just look. Then Kala is going to guide us to connect with our high self and show us how to turn over worry or concern to our high self to process for us, so we don't have to carry that. It can just be taken care of for us. And then Helen, as she mentioned, is going to conclude with her frog song and the lightning song and various breath practice and meditations, ending in this earth song, which is going to bring us down and just slow down and ground us after all the kind of higher, more expanded things we're going to do. And then what we're going to do after that is we are going to talk about, give you an opportunity listening to talk about your experience today. And all along this call, if you have thoughts or questions, or you want to share where you're calling in from, you can put them in the chat. So we invite you and encourage you to share your thoughts and what you're getting as we do the processes today in the chat. And you can also talk about them at the end if you wish to. And then what I also want to see is we're going to also focus on at the end, what is your inspired action? So some of you are going to get great clarity about your inspired action right on the call today. Others of you, it might come in a bit later. It's all good. So that's the plan. And we'll also at the end talk a bit about each of our gifts that we have for you to carry this out and continue this after the call today. And that is our plan. And I want to turn it over with much gratitude and appreciation to Joy. So take it away, Joy. I'm going to put myself on.
There we go. We're getting it all together. So what I'm going to be sharing today is the most important thing as an energy sensitive person I've ever learned in my entire life. It's also part of the White Peacock Academy's healing arts, because it is essential for healing body and spirit. It will help you to raise your vibration to unmessable levels. It will help you to stop taking on other people's stuff so much. It's a miracle. And it's so incredibly simple. And it's called the Aura Cleanse. I was so energy sensitive at one time that I couldn't leave my house for a year, because I had become so sensitive that if I left the environment that I had created to protect myself, then I would feel physically ill. I'd feel so bombarded by negativity. And so I didn't leave. And at the end of the year, I went to upstairs management. Look, this is ridiculous. Do you want me out there doing any work or not? Because like, I've got to have some support. I've got to figure this out. And I was given in all kinds of magical ways a book called Edge of Reality by a woman called Dawn Hill. And in it, she described the Aura Cleanse and explained that just as our bodies get grotty and dirty, so too do our energy fields. Now, it's interesting that we're being told keep 6 feet away, because 6 feet in every direction is the average size of people's auric fields. And so just imagine that you've got a 6 feet up, 6 feet down, you're in the center of a sphere that extends 6 feet around you in every direction. This is how big you really are. Have you ever had the experience of you'll go into a place or get close to a person and go, and it's, or, and even before you get within physical range of them, that's because you are in their energy field and they're in yours. I never will leave the house without doing this. Certainly not in these times. I went to the, especially if you're an empath or somebody who's taking on any of this stuff, like it's very heavy and challenging out there right now. I was in the shop standing looking in front of all of the empty shelves where all of the people had stood there before, and this overwhelming sense of panic and fear, just like I couldn't stop shaking for 20 minutes until I finally figured out, oh, not all of this is mine. Take a breath and check in with yourself. How much of the that you're carrying is yours? And how much have you taken on from other people in the environment around you? So what I'm going to do now is invite you to relax, and I'm going to lead you through a lovely little aura cleanse. And all you have to do, as Pamela reminded you earlier, as I said, it's sigh. And as you sigh, I wonder if you can imagine a glorious light streaming down from the highest source, whatever you perceive that to be. Flowing down this white light of purification down over your head, relaxing all of the muscles in your scalp and face and jaw. Why, it's almost as if your mind was a dusty old attic in which all of the doors and windows have been flung open to allow this glorious light to stream through, cleansing everything that it touches, leaving you feeling clearer and lighter, breathing the light and sighing it down into your neck and shoulders, easing any stress or tension. Caressing each muscle and tissue and sinew as it flows down your arms and hands to tingle at your fingertips. Inhale this purifying light into your chest and upper back, into your stomach and lower back. See it filling your lungs, this glorious purifying light. Feel it filling your heart to be pumped around to every organ, every cell in your entire body. And everything it touches, it cleanses. Let the light cascade down over your buttocks and hips, down your legs to your feet, and then down, 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 this waterfall of light in through, washing away everything that doesn't serve you, everything that you don't wish to take forward into this next new day. And when you are clear, imagine this light anchoring at the crystal heart of Mother Earth, and bring the light up with all of the nourishment, all of the nurturing, all of the strength, all of the grounding from the Great Mother, deeply centering you. This energy deeply nourishing you. Releasing every last thing like evaporating in smoke until you are clear. And then take a deep breath and bring down the light of unconditional love, cascading round around you now like a wonderful waterfall, filling you, surrounding you, filling you until it streams from every pore and pours from every cell and into the space 6 feet around you in every direction until you are filled by and surrounded in this healing, cleansing, nourishing, unconditional love. Feel how it feels to have this love filling your body so that all of your organs and glands and lungs are floating in it, this unconditional love. Breathe it in. Feel how it feels. And when you have this light filling you utterly 6 feet around you in every direction, then seal it in a magic golden sphere with you in the very center, utterly safe, completely protected, filled by and surrounded in the light of unconditional love. Now, because like attracts like, all that is unconditionally loving is magnetized to you. And because gold is the most protective color in the universe, anything that does not serve you bounces straight back off. You are safe. Feel how it feels to do that for yourself. And take a deep breath. And notice what it is that you're noticing in your being. How much time have I got, darling? I want to make sure I didn't hear a ding.
Thank you. You didn't hear a ding. You're right. You have about 3 minutes left, if that works.
Fabulous.
Thank you for checking.
So the wonderful news about the aura cleanse is that the effects are both cumulative and progressive. So the more you do it, the better you feel. It's not something I would ever leave the house or go into an environment that I felt was a bit dodgy without doing. And on my website, experiencejoy.com, there's the Aura Cleanse under Empowerment Tools. It's in the link Dana will give you. And go there and I'll show you the Aura Cleanse page and how to use a specific coronavirus Aura Cleanse that you can do whilst you're washing your hands that will strengthen you and clarify you just exponentially. Oh, I'm really looking forward to you letting me know what happens, because I'm glad everybody's washing their hands, but if you're not cleansing and sealing your aura, then you're missing a large part of the protection, the energetic part of the protection, and that's just as important. So come on over to experiencejoy.com and check out the Aura Cleanse, and I'll see you there. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. What a blessing. Let's just take a moment to breathe together. Just breathe in, breathe out. Ah, that's so good. So what I'm going to talk about next is the 3 types of trusted guidance that people typically have. And I want you to listen and see where you have trusted guidance. And I want to say that you may be someone who's very connected to trusted guidance, or you may be someone who doesn't think you have any trusted guidance. Wherever you are on this continuum, it's possible to deepen your connection, to strengthen your connection. So I just invite you to listen and see if you might have more trusted guidance than you think. So the first category of trusted guidance, and by trusted guidance, I just mean whatever you trust has guidance for you. So that's what it means, basically. And the first category of trusted guidance is guidance that you trust and believe in, that you believe is inside you. So examples of that could be your heart, your gut, your soul, your intuition, maybe even your higher self, whether you believe it's inside you or not. But so those are some examples of inner guidance. another kind of category of trusted guidance is guidance that you believe and trust in, that you typically would believe is outside of you and available to everybody who believes in it. And that would be called universal trusted guidance. Many examples of that: God, Spirit, the universe, Christ consciousness, Buddha, et cetera, et cetera. Angels could also be part of that, et cetera. So the third category of trusted guidance that people typically have is not really something that they think usually is inside of them, but they do believe it's just for them, just like inner guidance. So this is guidance that you trust and believe in that's outside of you, but has guidance particularly for you. So examples of that could be a guardian angel or a spirit guide or a deceased ancestor who's helping you out or watching over you, or maybe a special place in nature, an aspect of nature that you feel deeply connected to. So these are just a few examples of the kinds of trusted guidance you could have. And I want to actually give you an experience. I'd like to give you an opportunity to have a written dialogue, which is a way, doing a written dialogue is a way to hear more clearly what's your thinking and what's trusted guidance. So I'll tell you about that in a moment. But if you have something that you can write with handy, that will be useful. But for now, I just want to begin by helping us connect more with our heart. So we're inside this protected golden sphere that Joy has opened up for us. And I just want to invite us to breathe at our heart. So actually, you might need to put your hand on your heart or just connect with your heart. And as you're breathing in, imagine that the breath, instead of coming in through your nose, is actually coming in through your heart. And feel the breath coming into your heart. It may be coming in from the front or the back or all sides. Just breathe in into your heart. And as you breathe out from your heart, just let go of anything that's in the way of you opening up your heart. So as you're breathing in, you might want to imagine your heart like a beautiful flower, a rose or a lotus, where all the petals are curled up. And as you're breathing in, and you're opening up your heart more, imagine the petals are unfolding and opening up with each breath in. And as you breathe out, you're just relaxing and allowing your connection to your heart. So as you're just breathing at the heart, I invite you to consider that any guidance you connect with is at least as loving as your own heart. And just let yourself feel for a moment all the love that is in your heart. Because if you are here on this call, you are someone who has a great capacity for love, who has a lot to offer to the world, who has gifts and purpose, known or unknown. And just feel for a moment all that great love in your heart that's here in service. What I'd like you to do in a moment is, you may have, when we were thinking about the different categories of trusted guidance, there may have been a name of a source of trusted guidance that came into your heart and said, as an inspiration to talk to that source. If you don't know what source of guidance it might be, you're just going to write TG for trusted guidance. So here's how we're going to do this. I'm going to invite you to have a written dialogue with that source of trusted guidance. And I mean literally a dialogue, like the same way you'd write lines in a play. So you're going to begin by writing your name, followed by a colon, and you're going to write, I'd like to speak to, and if you have a source of guidance, you can write that source of guidance. If you don't know a guidance, you're just going to write TG for trusted guidance. So I'd like to speak to trusted guidance or God or whatever it is. Are you there? And then on the next line, you're going to write the name of the source of guidance or TG, followed by a colon. You're going to write whatever you get in response to, are you there? So you can put it in the chat. It might be that some of you will just get a message like, of course I'm here, I'm always here. Or other times you might get something that's more like a sensation in your body, like warmth or rings of light or something visual, just whatever you get in response to, are you there? And then I'm going to invite you, after you've had this initial connection with trusted guidance, and we have some people saying that I got a yes and a happy, warm feeling. Exactly, whatever you get is perfect. So just allow yourself to connect with that trusted guidance. And then you're going to continue the conversation by asking, writing on the next line, your name, followed by a colon, and write whatever question there is in your heart, whatever you'd like help with, whatever you're wondering about, just whatever it is. Write that question and then listen for the response, and write in the next line down the name of your guidance, colon, and write whatever you get in response. It's going to give you a few moments to do this. to connect with your guidance, and just go back and forth. I'm going to give you a couple of minutes. And whatever you get, don't question it, just write it down. You can always evaluate later whether it's trustworthy or not. Just want to give you a few moments to do this. Oh, that's so cool. Paula just shared, she just did that, naming her deceased mother, and a picture of her just popped up on her Facebook memories. Yep, she's there with you. She's just there with you. Good. So go ahead and connect with that guidance and see what your source of guidance, how it can help you. And if you don't know what to ask for, just ask for, do you have a message for me? See what you get. And we're just making a kind of initial connection in this way right now, and we're separating it out in the dialogue because it's easier to hear if you're not used to listening. Those of you who are more experienced don't have to maybe do this, but and if you'd like, you can share in the chat what happens when you talk to your guidance. And man gets the message, we will survive. Yeah, we will. We sometimes feel like we won't, but we will, especially if we step up, come together, and do what's ours to do. Thank you. Yeah. And more than survive. Good. And Paula's mother's message is, use your gifts. Yes, so many of you have gifts you are sitting on, wondering if they're good enough, wondering if people want them. Stop doing that. Good. So just a few more moments to have this initial conversation with your guidance. Ah, beautiful. Bianca saw that her son is smiling and telling her to do the same and not worry because everything is going to be fine. She saw a bright yellow light. Someone else said, trust in your knowing. Yeah. Yeah, beautiful. So you're going to have more chances to do this. This is not your only opportunity. And my gift for you is my Tap into Trusted Guidance ebook, which also tells you how you can validate if what you're getting is real. Sometimes people stop themselves. They think, I don't know if I can trust this. Well, there are ways to know if it's trustworthy, if it really is real guidance. And I'm going to give you the link to my Tap into Trusted Guidance ebook to get that, as well as many helpful questions you can ask to get trusted guidance. And now there's one more thing I'd like to do with you, and that is to help you get that message that you need right now from your immediate environment. So I invite you to look around your immediate environment. There is some object or some view, or maybe it's a shaft of sunlight. There's something that's going to draw your attention right now. And just allow your attention. You can look things over, and when you find it, just check in with yourself. Is that it? Is that the object, the sacred object that has a message for me? And it may surprise you what it is. It doesn't matter. Just see what it is and connect with it. When you find out what that, where that sacred object is, the thing that has a message for you, just connect with its energy. You might even want to interact with it, perhaps come up to it or bring it close to you. Just look at it, and it has some kind of a message for you. So Paula said her jade pendulum. For me, I'm seeing this beautiful breast, singing bowl in front of me. Just see whatever it is. So this object has a message for you. The message may be conveyed in something about the shape of the object or what it's made out of or what it represents for you. It may be something else. Just connect with it and ask it, what is the message you have for me? And it might say, you are like me, and describe the ways that you are like me. And Philly says, all of your messages are my trusted guidance. My fear dissolves. Yes, when we're connected to trusted guidance, we're in the presence of truth, and fear and illusion fades away. Yeah. So if anybody's having trouble connecting with their object or finding their object, you can raise your hand and I can help you. But just there's something in your environment that has a message for you. And after you've gotten the initial message, you can ask if there's anything else. And again, it may just, a message may just come to you as a knowing or a voice, or it could be represented by the shape or the function of this object. What is it trying to tell you? What is the message you need to receive now? And Joy says, my big rainforest wall mural with wildflowers and stream. We will be here for you, even more lush, to fill you and to love you when you return. Beautiful. And Paula says to check the truth. Yep, Paula, you have the capacity to check the truth. Good. Just make sure you get all the message that your sacred object has to share with you, has to give you right now, the message that you need right now. Very, very good. And give you one more moment to connect with this object, see if there's anything else that it has to tell you. And Sharon is saying, my beautiful citrine crystal telling me it's time to feel abundant. You feel this is grounded and sparkly. Whatever you're getting. And Alana got, stop hiding, shine your light. And the old painting of lightheartedness, smiles from your mother. And Alana says, you can hold a space for people who need it for deep healing. Yeah. Citrine seems to be a common theme. I'm wearing citrine also. Green citrine crystal. Okay, so I'm going to invite you to thank your sacred object, this whatever it was giving these messages. And Dana said, breathe. Yeah, we forget sometimes we're feeling hectic and stressed. Nothing's more important. So just thank your sacred object. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And this is something you can do anytime and anywhere. So you always have the capacity to receive a message from your environment when you need it. And I'm going to ask you to come on back here to us all together here again, because I want to turn things over to our next wonderful guide, Kala. So Kala is going to take it from here. You can take yourself off mute, my dear.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, wow. We're just tranced out now. Here we go. Ready on to the next. And so grateful, so joyful. So last time that we gathered together, when we were together, I spoke about mental and emotional resistance and how they cause stress. Those are stressors. And so they can, we want to eliminate them because they can really block our energy flow, that beautiful life force energy that we want to have generated so highly in us at these times right now. It promotes our health, our well-being. And so today I want to speak about spiritual resistance. And that's when there are feelings of separation from your spirit or your source, feelings of alienation from your source. And it's actually a lot more difficult to connect with your spirit, with your spirit self, because I'm going to be talking today about the spirit self. And it's a little difficult to speak about the spirit self or to connect with the spirit self when you're in the middle of so much mental upheaval or emotional upheaval. And that's why the practices that we did when we were together last time are so important, to be able to move you out of that place of contraction and that place of just the chaos of those feelings and thoughts, and to get you so present in the moment where you can relax. I love that so many people are getting into the moment right now by playing games with their kids, with their siblings, with their spouse. And those games, you know, card games, board games, whatever, bring them into the moment, and there's pleasure in the moment. And that's really important for us right now, this time. So the practices that I shared with you last week, I'm going to be giving you access to that video, the Sovereign Self video, today at the end of our call. And I hope you'll do those practices often. And today, what I'm going to do is focus on the aspect of the third aspect. So the other aspects were body and mind, or the conscious and the subconscious and superconscious. And now I want to focus on the aspect of the spirit, the third aspect. And the superconscious self, the spirit self, is also known as the high self. And I want to share an easy way to connect to your spirit self. All right, very easy way. And then I want to show you how to get out of your own way. And we're going to do that with something called an EWOP. It's an EWOP exercise. And the EWOP is an acronym for everything's working out perfectly. Everything is working out perfectly. It helps you to stay in a state of positive expectation. And positive expectation is just so important right now. It keeps us relaxed. It keeps our energy higher. So let's go into this little meditation to get in touch with the superconscious self, the high self. It's very simple, very easy. So close your eyes. Just take a few deep belly breaths. Close your eyes. Let your arms drop by your sides. Take a couple of deep belly breaths. Feel that air coming in and out of your nostrils. Just taking those breaths. Let that energy that was in your head drop down to your heart. Now, allow yourself to be open to imagine something beautiful. All right, with your eyes closed, imagine something beautiful. Something beautiful to you. It could be a scene. It could be a place. It could be a work of art. It could be an object or an animal. Just allow yourself right now to get in touch with that beauty. Imagine it, feel it, be in touch with it. And visualize it as clearly as you can, or maybe just get a feeling sense of it. If visualization isn't a strong suit for you, just get a feeling sense of it. Use your senses to experience it. Use your senses to experience it. So if it had a beautiful fragrance, what would that be? Or if it had a smell, what would that be? And is there a sound? Is there a sound that's associated with this beauty? And what if it had a taste? What would it taste like? What would that taste like in your mouth? And if you could touch that beauty, if you could feel that beauty with your fingers, what would it feel like? Breathe into this beauty and admire the beauty. Admire the beauty right now. Stay within and admire that beauty. Be with that beauty. And you might notice in your body a deeper sense of relaxation. Or you might notice sensations. There might be a warmth. There might be a tingling. Just notice that. Notice what you're feeling in your body and the energy in your body. This is a signal. These pleasurable feelings are a signal that you have now connected with your higher self, your spirit self. Your spirit self that is motivated by harmony. And by connecting with beauty, we feel more harmonious. We're more in touch with ourselves, our high selves. Just feel that, experience that now. And being in touch with the spirit aspect of yourself, give thanks for everything that it does for you, the guidance that it gives you. Give thanks for that. And appreciate all the good in your life and all the good that's about to come into your life through the help of your high self, through the help of your spirit. Remember, you're never separate from your spirit, never separate from your spirit. You just need to bring your awareness back to it And maybe you can connect with beauty and easily come back to it, quickly come back to it again. So now I want you to just release your focus, but keep your eyes closed. We're going to ask for assistance from the high self. Okay, we're going to ask for assistance. We're going to do this exercise, and it's called the EWOP exercise. Everything's working out perfectly. So right for now, I'm going to ask you to think about something in your life with which you have a concern right now. Something in your life that you have a concern about. It might be a challenge. It might be a worry for you. It could be about a loved one. It could be about your health. It could be about your security. It could be about your business. So bring that into your mind right now. And now I would like you to decide to turn this situation that you're thinking of, that you brought in, turn this situation over to your high self to handle the details, all right? You're going to say silently or out loud to yourself, high self, I'm turning this over to you. I trust you to take care of it. Just say that, high self, I'm turning this over to you. I trust you to take care of it. Now, inhale with your attention down at the center of the earth. And exhale with your attention up at the heavens. And again, inhale with your attention down at the center of the earth. And exhale with your attention up at the heavens. And keep doing this. And with each exhalation, I want you to turn this problem, this difficult situation or emotion, release it to your high self with each exhalation up to the heavens. Allow yourself to let it go. Let go of trying to control. Let go of trying to figure it out. Just let it be. Turn it over. Turn it over. Just let it be. Tell yourself you can stop worrying about it because everything is working out perfectly and I don't even have to know how. Okay? Everything's working out perfectly. I don't even have to know how. Now, to the full extent of your ability, as much as you can, begin to expect that the best outcome is already happening, all right? Have confidence that everything is working out perfectly. You're going to do whatever it takes to be appropriate to do in the future. But right now, you can just settle back and trust that everything is turning out beautifully, just beautifully. This is going to help you remain calm, in a clear state with positive expectation, to remember that everything's working out perfectly, and it might be working out differently than you expected because of all the infinite possibilities the high self has available to it. So you can even say to yourself, everything's working out perfectly, but differently. And then expect that to happen. And now, take a deep breath. Exhale with a another deep breath. Exhale with a let everything go. Gently open your eyes. Come back here into your room. I want you to look around your room. Look at all the vertical lines in your room, all the straight lines where you are right now. Look at those. And now look at all the curved lines, all the circular lines in your room. All right? What do you have more of, straight lines or circular lines? You want to have a good balance of those. It's like yin and yang, hu and na. So this is to get you back here into the moment, into the present, where you're meant to be right now. And I want to remind you, I really want to remind you that when you have these troubling thoughts, when you have these worries and these concerns, and put into the chat what that felt like for you. What did it feel like for you doing that? And when you have those worries and concerns, okay, here's what to do. Take a symbol. It's like the circle with a line through it. You know, it's a cancel sign. Take a cancel sign. Put it on your forehead or put it right over those thoughts. And go ahead and cancel. Cancel those thoughts. And go, EWOP. Everything's working out perfectly. You can even say it out loud, EWOP. Because your subconscious self, it loves it to be all the senses involved. It learns through you programming it. Now you have to take your attention off those thoughts, bring them over to calm and confidence, and everything's working out perfectly. Sending it to your high self, And that's all you need to do to stay in this space of calm and presence, is come back more and more to everything's working out perfectly. Oh, thank you, Pamela. I was deeply moved. Beautiful. Yay. Your true self. Thank you so much. Well, for each of you, I love you so much. And I hope that you will do the practices that are going to be on the video to remove yourself from mental resistance, emotional resistance, bring you into the place where you can use the EWOP and return to your high self. Be close to beauty, you know, tap into that beauty, feel yourself in touch with your spirit. It's going to make such a difference for you. And I want to say thank you to all of you who are saying thank you here on the chat. Bless you for sharing. Thank you for sharing your light with me. Yes, yay, we are all light. We are. And know that everything is working out perfectly, but differently. We're here to make a difference. This is our time. We were born for this. All right, tell yourself that. We were born for this. You are born for this. Stay aware, and the more aware you are, the more help you're going to be for everyone else, and the more relaxed you are, and the more present you are. So aloha, and thank you, Pamela. We're going to turn it over to Helen.
Okay. Pamela's on mute. I can hear her, so I think it's my turn to go. Yes. Okay. Thank you to Pam and Kala and Joy. Great leading up to this moment, and very strong tools. Very much benefiting from them myself. So my guidance today is saying, since we have opened things up to the higher listening, I'm not going to define the medicine that is coming through today, the thunder lightning medicine. I will share that the first song is a frog song. It's from South America. It's from the Campbell frog, and it is not a predator. It doesn't have any predators. It has no fear of its existence. So it brings in that medicine, and its primary purpose and service to humanity is to relieve panema, which is densities from all four realms. So we're gonna open things up however you see thunder and lightning medicine, however you see that working in your system, however you know frogs, just being still with that right now and allowing that to work through you. Just taking in a couple of breaths, feeling how that's entered your system through your clean aura, through the speaking of yourselves, through yourself, through your own divine sovereign nature. And so going to bring you a little bit back into the room again by sharing a neuro-linguistic programming piece. And this is information that was channeled and it actually restructures the neurological pathways to your brain. And I am one for simple and easy. And so with your piece of paper, if you still have that from Pamela's experience, we're going to write down a few things. The first one being every time I go to the bathroom. Because we all go to the bathroom every day, all day. There's usually a mirror available, and there's usually some privacy available. So you can literally be in the flow with your system to do this exercise. We also, the second thing that you will write down is look in the mirror. So after you've done your business, you are looking for the reflection on the shiny spot surface of your eye. And you're going to do both eyes, so it doesn't matter which eye first, but you're just going to find that dot and you're going to focus on that reflection, that dot of light on your eye. And then you're going to repeat these 4 things to yourself, looking at yourself at that shiny spot. I love you. I trust you. I am safe. I am free. And then you, whatever eye you started with, you go to the other eye and you repeat that process. So this has very subtle but very profound shifts within our system by giving ourselves something else to think about. And you don't have to worry how it unfolds because it is. You just trust because you trust yourself and you love yourself, right? All right. This also will be in the recording if you need to come back to it. And if you have any questions, my information will be with my gift as well. So feel free to reach out if that's necessary. So we're going to go into our second song, Prayer. And this is the West Calling Doctoring song. This calls in the thunder beings because the energy builds up in the clouds before lightning strikes. And it is a song of death and rebirth. So it honors both. It has the balance of both. So again, I'm just going to allow how you visualize that because you trust your own knowing, because this medicine is working, because you're here now. And I'm offering now. And so connecting in to that medicine. Hey! And again, taking a few breaths, allowing you to take notice of what you're receiving. Sometimes by just receiving, what doesn't fit anymore just leaves because it's taking up all the spaces. Now we're going to go into some breath work. I'm going to stand up so that you can see my belly. Because I love my belly a lot. It is the center of where the beloveds from above and the below meet. And you may be familiar, this is a widespread practice of the Kundalini fire breath. And it's really good for getting things moving, coming up from like the sacrum and up into the heart and down. And at the end, when you hold your breath, it dumps tail of your own system's yummy, juicy, feel-good chemicals into your pleasure center. It's your body's own way of shifting things. So we're just gonna do that for 1 minute. And then at the end, I will say, and you can watch my diaphragm. We're pushing out both the diaphragm like this. It's kind of like a funny belly flop. And it really gets things moving in your solar plexus, where we hold a lot of fear that's connected to the earth. And then at the end, I'll say, okay, and I'll take a deep breath in, and then we'll hold it. Something that I need to share is that if you feel lightheaded, go ahead and release your breath. Take a few breaths, and then hold your breath again, or continue with the practice. Throughout this, you can do that. I'm going to do a minute of the breathing, and then we're going to go into a minute of silence so that you can actually receive the messages. We're not going to do anything else but just listen after you've had this amazing shift, however you want to say it. All right, so we're going to begin now. And big breath in. And if you're standing up, go ahead and sit down and hold your breath. And release when you're ready. Slowly. Allowing yourself to feel what's in your body. Feel the peace and calm. It's available to you. We're just going to sit with this for 1 minute. Let's do a couple of them. Good cleansing breaths. What does a sigh of relief sound like? Thank you, thank you, thank you. So this next prayer, we're going to do with the drum. And the drum is the heartbeat of the people. Also helps bring us back into the body. Also is known as the heartbeat of the earth. And how it connects all the things on earth with the heartbeat that is your heartbeat. And so just imagining, feeling the earth underneath you, whether it's your feet or your sit bones or how all of that connects to you in your special spot on the planet that you are holding right now, because we need you and we're so grateful that you're here. This song is in honor of the Mother Earth. And I had an elder, a beloved elder and teacher, who used to say, if every one of us would just take a few seconds each day to put our hands on the earth for just a few seconds and say, I love you and thank you. Because everything that we have here is the result of an offering from the Mother of Earth and the resources that are here. And so maybe it's good to take a moment to acknowledge that and to recognize that and to be grateful for that. So this is that song. This is that prayer. So what are you grateful for on this planet? Where is I love yous and I thank you, Pachamama. I love you, Mama Earth. I love all this happening here, even if I don't understand it. I'll have to understand it. If I can be in love with it, it'll be a little easier to get through. And if I can use my own listening, I'll know what my part is. Yeah. So this is one of the prayers that we put up at our bear dances. And the bears across the planet are waking up today. There is a group effort for that happens. So I also give to you that whatever bear medicine walks in you, if that's true for you, how can you wake it up today? How can you join us? How can you walk that upon the earth? How can you bring your strength and your wisdom to the collective for yourself and for all it is? In my gift, I will be offering from last week a grandmother and a grandfather song. It's for continued balance of these two aspects, because we're in emerging as I've been guided. And also, if you have any questions about what's happened today, my contact information will be there. So thank you again. Hachitulo is so washed. It is good. Hoka, it is now Wogla, Polonia. In all the ways, I thank you. All my relations.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. So everybody, let's just take a nice deep breath in and drink in all the gifts we've received. And we breathe out, let's send this out into the world. We receive it for ourselves and we can send it out farther also. We can extend this. And people are saying things like, Helen, that was incredible, says Shelby. I've been hearing the drumming of that song in my head for 3 days. I had no idea it was going to be part of this call. Kathleen says, I'm so grateful to be here. Thank you so very much. You all gave so much of yourselves to all of us. Thank you. So this last part of the call is really an opportunity for you to share. You've already been sharing the chat. Thank you. But I want to invite you to share in a particular way. I want you to check in with yourself and see during this time of connecting with yourself and your guides in whatever ways you were doing, what is arising? What is yours to do now? You may have been getting some tips and pointers and messages toward it, but I invite you to see what is yours to do now. What is your inspired action? What can you do to bring this out into the world? Because what we do here, the work we do here to support you, to be the messenger, the healer, the awakener, the gift that you are, it's not enough just to have it fill us up, although that's essential. It's important to bring it out into the world. And I love we so appreciate the messages coming in. Very powerful, loving women, powerful yet gentle, grounding. Thank you to all. We so appreciate you. And I invite you to actually say, what is your inspired action or anything you'd like to share out of this, your particular things that moved you or touched you. And the way you can share is you can put them in the chat. If you would like to actually say something to be heard and to be seen, that's an option. If you want to do that, you can turn your video on. Don't turn your audio on yet, but turn your video on. Just raise your hand if there's something you'd like to say. And Dana's going to be monitoring this, and I will. We can take you off mute if you have something to say. So you can raise your hand, turn your video on, and we can see that you have something to say or to share. Or you can just share it in the chat, however you want to. But we're inviting in what is your inspired action, and we're also inviting in any responses you would like to say to what things that particularly touched you or were meaningful to you or helpful to you that in our process today, because because we just love to hear what made a difference for you, what you got out of it. So I just want to give you space to share your inspired action and or whatever touched you or moved you right here. And here's Shelby, and Shelby is saying, my inspired action is to continue listening to drumming and to download Helen's gift. Very good, yeah. And I want to say that Kala and Joy and Helen, you can take yourselves off mute now too. Susan said, this session was very powerful and grounded me. The inspired action I'm hearing is to let it settle and process throughout my body. Yeah, so many times we just move right on, leaving things like this right behind us. No, let's really integrate this. Let's fully receive all that we got today. And the Frog Song Medicine was powerful, people. Bianca says, I'm inspired to share the light and to smile more. Yeah, your smile is a great gift. When we smile, others can't help but smile too. And they remind themselves, oh, right, I can. Yes, I can. Yeah, super gratitude. Anything else that you are inspired to do? If you're not sure what your inspired action is, be open to it coming into you. And Judy said, last week I was inspired, or Philly said, last week I was inspired to clean my garage so I could paint it. I started, then I spaced it. I shall continue. And I love that Trudy's inspired action is to stay calm and to be joyful. Yeah, a state of being is absolutely also an inspired action. If you're going to be that, that's a commitment. Paula is inspired to offer more guided breathing. It's so helpful to people. Dana said, I'm inspired to keep helping those in my neighborhood that can't get out. I'm going for a walk today after this to see if anyone needs groceries or anything. Yeah, it's so beautiful. We can help people right around us. Yeah. Ah, so good. Any other inspired actions? Administrator says to express gratitude to the group that shared your information and links. So grateful to them and to each of you. Thank you. Oh, and I love it. Paul is inspired, guided to be kinder. And Bernadette is spreading positivity. Philly wants to talk. Okay, Philly, let's take you off mute. Okay, so I can unmute you. Hold on. I'm trying to unmute you. Unmute. Let's see. Oh, there you go. I think you might be unmuted. Let's see. I think we can hear you, Philly. What would you like to
Hi,
say?
I just wanted to say hi and that I loved you all, and this has been wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing this with me, everybody.
Oh,
I love you, Sissy. Bye.
oh, thank you so much. It's so good to see you.
Yeah.
And you can put yourself, there you go, you did it.
Okay.
And you can turn your video off. Do you know how to do that? You go to the lower
I
left
think
corner.
so.
You've got it. You get the technology. Very good. And Sharon is saying, I appreciate you all today. It's so important in this time of women and honoring the indigenous wisdom, bringing focused attention, empowering one another, and creating the new earth. And go ahead. You are, let's see, you are on. Go for it. You have you of the V fingers.
Oh,
Hi.
this is Nan from San Francisco, and this is exactly what I needed. Namaste.
Oh, I'm so glad. Looks like you're receiving what you need. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for letting us know that. We're glad you're here. You can turn your video off. Is there anybody else who would like to share anything that they're appreciating or their inspired action before we close the call out?
Can I say one short thing?
Of course you can.
So when you were doing your guided to the trusted guide, I had a plethora of angels come in and they said, what we're doing is amazing and thank you so much. And don't forget to play. I often forget to play. I take things a little too seriously and I'm always working at what it is that we're being guided to do and all that. So that's my inspiration for this week. I'm going to lighten up and do something that are playful and innocent and young.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Just because we're here to make a big difference doesn't mean it has to be a big weight.
My inspired action, it's actually on the 31st of this month, will be the second anniversary that the wild white peacock walked up to me and answered to my sign as to whether or not I should keep going with the White Peacock Academy. Practical magic education for light workers with Muggle world challenges. So I need allies and students and teachers and anybody who's ever wanted to be involved in a real life Hogwarts. Now is your chance. I have the vision, I have the structure. What I don't have is the ability to do anything else with it.
We will talk about that, Joy, how you can bring your gifts out into this reality. And that's what so many of us need to do now and want to do now is bring our gifts out. We're given so much. We have much to offer. And we only really get to experience the gifts when we give them. So we want to give them.
I want to thank these beautiful ladies for putting this on and everybody for showing up. I've had goosebumps for the last hour and a half. It's just like my body feels alive, and I just want to say thank you. And Paula wants to talk, so I'm going to unmute Paula.
Thank you, Dana. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, hello. Bella is talking through me just to say that she enjoyed it too.
Oh, good.
Let's not forget the animals pick up on the energies as well. And Mama's been a little bit with the frazzled energy, even though I know how to handle that and I know how to breathe through it. Oftentimes we can help others and we forget to help ourselves. So I appreciate that women are here for other women to help and men. And I appreciate everything that you offered to us today. I really do.
You're so
And
welcome.
So Bella.
And Paul, I hope you will take on your inspired action that you need to take care of you too, and not just so many of us need to remember that.
It's a very good wake up call we have right now. So
beautiful, beautiful. Thank you. Okay, then there's some beautiful gratitude being expressed, and people actually start feeling full and graceful and radiant. I wish to share that with all I come in contact with. Keep it sacred and keep it silly. Thank you, beautiful people. It feels like we are at completion. We are going to do another call next week, and we're going to invite you to come back to that. Oh, go ahead.
Pamela, you need to go ahead and give people your URL for your free gift.
Oh yeah, they're going to get it anyway with the recording. So it's actually at my old website, which is drpamelamoss.com. So all these gifts are going to be sent out to you in an email with the replay from today. So when you see the replay, it'll say in the email, focus activations, replay, and gifts. That's your clue that even if you were here, you can click that link because then you'll get the gifts. So we'll make sure.
I'd like to mention my link then.
Okay. It's going to be also sent out, and then they're also already in the chat too, by the way.
Oh, great. Good, good, good. Yeah, that was part of what I was thinking that each of us were going to do. So I'll just go ahead and do that.
Yeah.
Spiritofoahu.com. So spirit, Spirit
It's
of
all in the chat. They can see it
Oahu.com.
right in front of them because it's in the
Great.
chat.
And
Yes.
it's / video.
Yep, they
Video.
can see that. Hmm.
So that will be the sovereign self activation video. And did some of the other sisters want to say something about theirs, or are we out of time?
No, I feel I've already said what I needed to say about mine. If anybody else would like to, they can.
Yeah, to get the aura cleanse, just go to the aura cleanse link, and please do it, because the more you cleanse and seal this energy field, the healthier, the stronger, the clearer, the more and more protected you are. So,
And the more you can receive, by the way, too.
Your aura. What now?
Mm-hmm. I was saying also the more clarity you can get too.
Absolutely, it works across the board.
Yeah.
On that page, there's yes, go and check it out, and make sure you do it and notice the difference, and let us know what happens, because it's always interesting to observe the differences.
Absolutely, and I'll be getting that myself.
Yeah, good on you.
Good, good, good. Yeah, and Shelby is is saying she's laughing so hard. I have to find out why. I'm sure she's having some kind of insight, but I can ask her later if she doesn't want to say right now. Beautiful people, we love you. We're so grateful you're here. We're going to keep doing this. We invite you to keep coming along this journey with you. This is what the calling of the times is to come together in co-creation, collaboration, and creation, because we are creating the new reality right here and right now. So I love you so much. I'm going to end this, but it's not the end. It's just the beginning. Love to all, and goodbye for now.